Hello, listeners, and welcome back to our Motivational Podcast. I'm Susan, and joining me today is Larry. In this episode, we're delving into a book that offers profound wisdom in its simplicity, The Four Agreements, a practical guide to personal freedom by Don Miguel Ruiz. Larry, this book is quite a departure from traditional self-help, isn't it?
It certainly is, Susan. Don Miguel Ruiz presents ideas deeply rooted in Toltec wisdom that challenge our modern conventions of thinking and behaving. The book revolves around four essential life agreements that promise to lead to personal freedom and true happiness.
These four agreements are remarkably straightforward, yet they hold such depth. The first agreement is, be impeccable with your word. S. Ruiz emphasizes the power of words and how we should use them to express love and truth, steering clear of using them to speak against ourselves or to gossip about others.
That's a powerful start, Susan. The second agreement is, don't take anything personally. This one can be challenging as it requires us to detach ourselves from other people's actions and words, recognizing that what others say and do is a projection of their own reality, not ours.
Absolutely, Larry. Then there's the third agreement, don't make assumptions. Ruiz points out how assumptions lead to misunderstandings and unnecessary drama. He urges us to seek clarity and communicate clearly to avoid such pitfalls.
And finally, the fourth agreement is always do your best. This is about understanding that our best can vary from moment to moment depending on our circumstances, but it's important to always strive to do our best under any conditions.
Together, these four agreements provide a framework for freeing ourselves from limiting beliefs, unnecessary suffering, and lead a life of greater joy and fulfillment. As we dive deeper into each agreement, we'll explore how Ruiz's wisdom can be applied in our everyday lives. As we continue discussing the four agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, let's delve into the practical implications of these agreements in our daily lives. Larry, the idea of being impeccable with one's word seems straightforward, but it can be quite challenging in practice. How do you interpret this agreement?
That's a great point, Susan. Being impeccable with your word is about more than just honesty. It's about understanding the weight our words carry. Our words have the power to build up or break down, to heal or to harm. Ruiz suggests that by using our words in a positive, truthful manner, we can create a life of integrity and avoid causing harm to ourselves and others.
It's a call to use our words wisely and with kindness. Now, the second agreement, don't take anything personally, is particularly intriguing. Ruiz argues that nothing others do is because of us, but rather a projection of their own reality.
Yes, and this agreement can be incredibly liberating. It's about freeing ourselves from the weight of others' opinions and actions. When we stop taking things personally, we avoid unnecessary suffering caused by misinterpreting others' actions as reflections of our worth.
Moving on to the third agreement, don't make assumptions. This one seems especially relevant in our age of information overload and constant communication.
Absolutely, Susan. We often make assumptions about others' thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and then we base our reactions on these assumptions. Ruiz encourages us to have the courage to ask questions and to express what we really want. Communication is key to avoiding misunderstandings, sadness, and drama.
And finally, the fourth agreement, always do your best. This agreement is about effort and understanding that our best is ever changing. It's a reminder to be kind to ourselves, understanding that our best varies from day to day.
Right? It's about consistent effort and also about self-compassion. Doing your best means understanding that while you may strive for improvement, you're also accepting yourself in the present, doing as well as you can at this moment.
As we explore these agreements further, it becomes clear that they are not just principles to live by, but also tools for transformation. They challenge us to rethink our behaviors and attitudes, leading to a more conscious and fulfilled life. As we wrap up our discussion on the four agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, it's evident that this book offers a transformative approach to life, grounded in simplicity and profound wisdom. These four agreements, though straightforward, challenge us to break free from deeply ingrained patterns and to adopt new, life-affirming practices.
Indeed, Susan. Ruiz's teachings in this book serve as a reminder that personal freedom and happiness are achievable not through external circumstances, but through our internal approach to life. Be impeccable with your word reminds us to speak with integrity and kindness. Don't take anything personally, frees us from the burden of others' judgments. Don't make assumptions encourages clear and compassionate communication, and always do your best is about putting forth effort with self-acceptance and understanding.
Each agreement offers a path to greater personal freedom, self-respect, and peace. What's beautiful about these agreements is that they are universally applicable. They can benefit anyone, regardless of their life situation. It's about internal growth and understanding.
Absolutely. And while these agreements are simple to understand, they're not always easy to live by. It requires practice, awareness, and a willingness to change. But the journey to integrating these agreements into our lives can be deeply rewarding and life-changing.
The Four Agreements is more than a book. It's a guide to personal freedom. As we conclude, I encourage our listeners to reflect on these agreements and consider how they can apply them in their own lives. Thank you, Larry, for such an insightful discussion, and thank you to our listeners for joining us.
Thank you, Susan, and to everyone listening, may you find the strength and wisdom to live by these agreements. Embrace the journey of transformation and discover the profound impact these simple principles can have on your life.